Is your anxiety caused by fatty liver? Today, we're talking about fatty liver and mental health and how you can fix your liver and help your anxiety at the same time. Hey there, it's Carrie Bailey, your functional nutritionist here. I work with people with anxiety, depression, and other weird mystery symptoms, and I help them heal. Welcome to this growing community of people that are ready to heal their anxiety and depression for good. Most of my clients that come to me have some degree of fatty liver. Maybe it's the early stages where the liver is just sluggish and not working well, or they might have early signs of fatty liver, or they might have actually had a full-on diagnosis of fatty liver. Let's talk about the role of the liver. The liver is a very hardworking organ. It is the biggest organ in your body. It sits right here below your right rib, sort of underneath the rib and behind that rib. And it is so important that if something happens to it, if it gets cut out or something, it'll grow back. That's how important the liver is. Now, the liver's job is to clean your blood. It's cleaning your blood to make sure that your heart stays safe, your brain stays safe. That's its job. So that makes sure that any toxins, any pathogens, any waste that the body creates is cleaned out and excreted out of the body as waste. So into your stool. Now, it does this a couple different ways. Your body produces bile for a couple of reasons. Bile not only helps you break down fats, but it also helps you excrete the toxins into your stool. That's how it cleans it out. So once it's cleaning your blood, what's it going to do with that waste? So some of it might go into your lymph to be excreted through your urine, and the other part of it's going to be excreted into the bile and out through your stool. Now, what if you're not producing a lot of bile? Or what if you're not producing enough bile to break down the fats? There might be some indications from your body that it's not digesting fats well. This might be stools that are floating, or when you go to the bathroom, there might be an oil slick on top of the water. That's an indication that the fats are coming out of your body and they're not being broken down and digested. And so it's important to have those fats broken down. And that's an indication that your liver's not working optimally. Let's talk a little bit about what fatty liver is. Fatty liver is excess fat that's stored in your liver that's actually impairing its function and impairing its ability to do its job and actually injuring your liver. If you're familiar with that episode of I Love Lucy, where Ethel and Lucy are working in the chocolate factory and the chocolates are coming across the conveyor belt, and Ethel and Lucy's job is to wrap those chocolates that they can be packaged. And so they're doing this and they're thinking they got the job done. And then suddenly the conveyor belt starts speeding up and they can't keep up with it. They can't wrap it up. And so they put those chocolates in their hats and their shirts and their mouths, and they're just stuffing it everywhere. And that's your liver. If it can't get rid of things, because either things are coming in too fast, it doesn't have the resources, it's going to stuff it everywhere in itself to try to protect you, to try to protect your brain and your heart. So let's say your liver can't keep up with that job. It can't keep up with the toxins. It's sluggish. It's not moving fast enough to keep up with the speed that the chocolates are coming down the conveyor belt. Then it has to do something with those toxins. And so it's going to try to stuff those toxins into itself, wrap it in fat, and stick it on itself just to protect you. It's going to store it as much as it can. But if it just can't keep up with the job, it's going to spill over. And that could be toxins that get out back into your bloodstream and up into your head or your heart. And that's when it can cause problems. When these toxins and neurotoxins and the waste and things get into your brain, we'll call it neurotoxins. So when these neurotoxins escape the liver into the bloodstream and get to the brain, they're going to interfere with your neurotransmitters. They're going to mess with your serotonin and dopamine. In Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, they believe that the liver is the seat of anger and frustration and hatred and irritability. And so those emotions might be coming out of your liver. And so sometimes when you're cleaning up your liver and detoxifying it, those emotions come out. But also that might be an indication if you're feeling a lot of those feelings, whether it's, quiet and under the covers type thing, or if it's some big outrage like what's happening around the world today, then that might be that the liver's not working well. And so that might be your indication that we need to do some cleanup there. The other thing that can impact your liver are the toxins in your body, not just the toxins in your body, the pathogens in your body. Because again, the pathogens, viruses, bacteria, etc., not only are they living off of you, but they're also creating waste in you in addition to your own waste. So your body, just like a car uses gasoline and excretes exhaust, that's exactly what your body does. It has those toxins that the body must get rid of. And so whether it's the toxins from the pathogens or toxins your body's making, your body has to get rid of all those. And these things can, if it gets really bad, it can actually impact your nervous system, which is why we talk about anxiety. So if your nervous system is being impacted by these neurotoxins, then you're going to struggle with anxiety as well. So how do you know if you have fatty liver? Well, you may have gone to the doctor and gotten a diagnosis of fatty liver, but there's some other indications that we can make in functional medicine to identify that either you're in the early stages or that we need to support your liver more. And these are in your standard blood work on a comprehensive metabolic panel. This is the liver enzymes are ALT and AST, and they have a certain functional range, which might be different than your conventional range if you're looking at your blood work, because you might look at your blood work and the lab might make a note that those are in the normal range. But when we look at it from a functional standpoint, we can see that things are out of range. Some other indications that you might have fatty liver issues with your liver are things like elevated cholesterol. You might have imbalances, or the numbers might be off for your LDL, HDL, and your triglycerides. Now, for these direct fatty liver symptoms, you might have no symptoms. You might have excess body weight. You might have low energy, or you might have blood sugar imbalance. So let me give you a client example. I had a client who came to me recently who had fatty liver. Now, her cholesterol was 237. Her HDL was 92, which was actually too high. And her LDL was 131, which was also too high. I was lucky enough to have an ability to look at her blood work history all the way back for the 20 plus years that she had that blood work. And it showed that her ALT and AST had been in the upper end of that range for more than 20 years. Your liver needs oxygen, water, glucose, and mineral salts. And so for her, we brought in lots of fruits and vegetables. We brought in some green juices, some celery juice, some cucumber juice, really to clean out the liver, provide it with the mineral salts that it needs to do its job the best. Now, she was already taking milk thistle, which is great. I would have brought that in, but she was already taking it. And that helps protect and restore the liver from the pollutants that are in our environment. Your liver loves movement. So any kind of movements that you choose are awesome to help your liver. Now, some of the things that we took out are some of the things we take out for a lot of my clients. We took out gluten, dairy, eggs, and most grains. We took out alcohol and caffeine. Because she wasn't digesting her fats well, we also went low fat. I didn't want to put the extra burden on the liver of trying to break down those fats when it's already struggling to do that. So we went lower on the fat. I'm still eating healthy fats, but just reducing animal proteins, oils like olive oil, nuts and seeds, and things like that. And I'm really excited to report that within less than 2 months, her cholesterol went from 237 to 149. Her HDL went from 92 to 58. And her LDL went from 131 to 89, which the doctor was thrilled to see that. And of course, all her other signs and symptoms were improving as well. I'd love to hear your ahas and insights from today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more of my videos on mental health and physical health and food. If you're ready for a little bit more support, check out my anxiety and depression recovery guide in the description below. You'll receive tips, tricks, and insights to help you get started on this journey of healing your anxiety and depression. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.